MRecktv.
Yes, I do have a YouTube page. YouTube page is my full name, DesiAlexander@gmail.com. You can see it since you look it up. So just look up Desi Alexander. It's gonna pop up. So we call him a man real quick. Ladies and gentlemen.
Salute.
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing, my brother?
Truly blessed, brother. I'm excited, man. I'm all over the place. So yeah, my heart is in this shit. So you already know, man.
No doubt, family, man. First and foremost, what made you say, I'm gonna be a comedian?
Being raised under it first. You know what I'm saying? Having my dad sit me down watching Richard Pryor, watching Eddie, and me figuring out why these people funny. You know, fast forward, my mom was a writer. She was a playwright. She always had me in her productions. I always had a script in my hand. I was always on the stage acting. You know what I'm saying? Straight away from it for a while, playing basketball, hooping. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really do it. I was still acting, but it wasn't as much as basketball. But it was like, once I stopped playing basketball, it was like one of them contests. I was downstairs at a restaurant, and it was like the comedy club was upstairs. And I was like, and I was on a date at the time. The girl was like, you should do that. You should try that. I was like, I don't even know. I thought you had to be like a special, like in a league or something to be a comedian. Like you had to like try out first. And it was like, it's an open mic. It's like a contest. And I went up there. I wrote my little 5-minute spiel. And I told my first joke. I told everybody, all the people to come out, you know what I'm saying? And once I told my first joke, bro, like, and everybody laughed. And I was just standing there like, this shit worked. I was like, you know what? I said in my mind on that stage, I want to do this for the rest of my entire life.
Wow.
That's when I decided that was it. You know what I'm saying?
So what is some of your inspiration, like to do some of the comedy skits you be doing, the sketches?
Oh man, it's more so to me. It's just people, man. Like we come across so many different just walks of life, people with different experiences in their lives, man. I'll try to make my stuff as relatable as possible, as original as possible. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, that's like the biggest compliment to me is like, I feel like you already know me, like you already in my life. How did you know this be happening? And people don't know, I'm 35. I lived a life, okay? I have a long stretch of shit that has happened to me that I've been through. And I like to put it in a form of comedy for all of us to laugh at, because we take life so serious now. Everybody's just so sensitive now, of course. So I try to, you know, bring light to a lot of things also, aside from taking those skits. A lot of those skits are stuff that I wrote that I haven't put on stage, or it's a joke that I look back at the sketch like, damn, I ain't never said that on stage. So it's like a revolving door of just material for me that I always look at, and I keep pulling back and forth. Like some sketches, something may not work on stage. I'll be like, oh, that shit ain't work on stage. But when I do it as a sketch, that shit knock. You know what I'm saying? But something that I'll, you know, do as in a sketch a long time ago, I'll just be scrolling through my stuff and be like, damn, man, I can just, you know, put that as actual material. So yeah, man, just life experience, man, for real.
Got you. What's that process like when you creating a sketch? Like, what's the motivation? Like, you gotta, do you smoke, you drink, or
you know,
watch?
It's like I just get quiet. Like my girl knows, she knows when I sit down and I be chilling for a while and I'm just staring at a blank space like a weirdo. You know that she know I'm in my mind like putting the math together, piecing together the words, piecing together the joke, how I'm gonna put the words under the music. It's like I think in stories and music. I think like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's always like it's just me just getting quiet for a second. I just be in a complete zone. Like when I go to the movies, to me, the best, most funnest part of the movies is the previews. You know what I'm saying? Like I go see a movie. If you get the damn movie, I'm going to go see, because the previews are always like do. It's so much. It's like the best parts. You know what I'm saying? And I get so inspired randomly by just trailers. I just be sitting there in the movie theater like, man, I be in the movie theater writing while I'm watching the movie. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of different ways to just get yourself prepared for it. But people will be thinking I smoke. I don't even smoke. People like, you don't smoke? I'm like, no, I'm just already a naturally goofy motherfucker. So yeah.
That's dope. So you filming and editing your own sketches, or you got a team?
Yep. I do it all myself. That comes from being impatient, being independent, knowing that if you don't get it done, ain't nobody gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got tired of when I first started doing it. I used to try to rally everybody up to do it, a whole bunch of comedians, but niggas got schedules, niggas got life, it's stuff going on. Some people ain't on the same mind frame as you. Some people ain't as serious. Some people don't even believe in themselves as much as you believe in them. You know what I'm saying? To just jump out there and try.
That was deep. That's
So,
deep. Salute.
yeah, and you just find yourself saying, you know what, I gotta do this shit myself, bro. Like this, like 2020, I'm about to learn a lot of shit by myself. I'm about to just learn shit just so I can do it on my own, so I ain't gotta sit and wait for nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get shit done. That's how I'm able to produce so fast and so much, because I'm doing it all myself. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely. I gotta ask you a quick question, because you brought up Eddie Murphy as an influence earlier in the interview. How you feel about Eddie Murphy in 2019, 2020, Dolomite's My Name, Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live? Like, you digging Eddie, like, or you think Eddie need to?
my opinion of Eddie is biased because, like I said, because I grew up, I got my name from Eddie Murphy. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, what?
My name from if you watch Eddie Murphy Delirious, he has a joke about Desi on his. Wow. The joke he does about Desi on it, and it came out in '84 when I was born, and my dad named me after that joke. And I always been an Eddie fan. You know what I'm saying? We've been waiting for him to come back out, but it's like you see his transition from how young he was. There's no beast like that, like to be that hot early in their 20s enough to just chill for this long. It's hard to come back stronger. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard. That's why we look at. That's why I look at Dave. That's why I look at Dave like he the GOAT. You look at Dave Chappelle like how the hell this nigga left comedy for a while and then came back stronger, making more money. So that's the goal. That's the dream. But as far as looking at Eddie Murphy, man, I always look at him like how I look at my dad, because he was one of the first comedians my father set me in front of, aside from Richard Pryor. You know what I'm saying? I always look at Eddie like I'm glad he back. I'm glad. To me, Eddie Murphy is comedy. Like how you look at Stevie Wonder. When you hear Stevie Wonder sing, when you hear him talk, Stevie Wonder is music. Like his voice, period, is just music. When you hear Eddie Murphy and you see him, you just automatically know comedy. But he ain't even trying to be funny. You just looking at him, waiting for him to say something funny. You just looking at him for his rhythm, like the way he talk, he speaks in comedy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
Eddie Murphy definitely one of the GOATs. You looking forward to that coming to America too?
Oh yeah, definitely, man. A lot of I try not to get other people's opinions on things, because a lot of people say you don't touch, that's a classic. You can't touch a classic. But at the same time, you don't know how it's gonna come out. You don't know who they putting in it to, who you don't know who writing it. I'm just first of all glad he's still alive and still here. I'm glad he's touching on classic movies that, you know, have been with us throughout our entire lives. You know what I'm saying? For them to redo it, I just want to see what happened. I just want to see what's in store for us as far as that movie.
Got you. What's that life like being on the road with Jess Hilarious and all that?
It's fun, man. It's very productive. It's no stress. Like we bring so much to the table as far as comedy, as far as making each other stronger. Like I be looking at a lot of these different tours, and sometimes they be having their little back and forth and riffs, but we don't argue. We don't have time to argue about stuff. We like, that's literally like my sister in comedy and in life, because when we get around each other, we sit and watch comedy, analyze it, do the math, and then like we just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Then we talk about ideas, we write down scripts. That's literally all we do when we're hanging out. We eat, play Uno, comedy. That's all we do. Eat, play Uno, comedy, like constantly on a forever tune. Like, and nobody, it's like a lot of comedians, you know, sometimes they have a life outside of it that you know, that you do other things, other hobbies. And people ask me, what do I do for fun? I'm already doing what I want to do for fun. Like this, like when we go to show, y'all don't party afterwards. Y'all don't, like, yo, we just had mad fun doing this show, entertaining y'all. You know what I'm saying? That was our turn up. That was it for us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Salute. How far y'all go back?
Man, as far as comedy, around like 2014, 2015, when she started getting like bigger and bigger in comedy, as far as Instagram, you know, it was like I was the one that she sat and watched on stage. Like I would do open mics, but when she would come to open mics, I noticed that she was a student in comedy just like me. She wasn't up there thinking she knew anything just because she got, you know, all these followers. She was literally in the clubs, in comedy clubs, sitting and watching people. She'd get on stage, do her spill, and she would see these jokes bomb and sit right down like, I'm not using that shit, I'm not using that. Like I would see her do that, and then when I would get on stage, she would like look up and just sit front row and just watch me on stage. You know what I'm saying? Then we would talk afterwards. I would give her pointers. You know what I'm saying? I would just always congratulate her on her upcoming as far as like Instagram, because at the time, you know, she had like 50, 60,000 followers. And that then was like millions now. You know what I'm saying? Then I was like, you could host parties with 50,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she was really making an impact on, and you can tell it was a certain wave of Instagram comedians that was coming out that was making that change on the gram, like her, you know, Desi Young Fly, the guys that was roasting people, you know what I'm saying, just the content creators. And I wasn't even there yet as far as making videos. I was just straight stand up then. I ain't do no videos. I had like YouTube videos, old joints, but it was all long and drawn out. But you know, once she started doing like shows, I would headline her shows. Like I would just show. She would ask me like, "Yo, can you please come out and just close my show?" Because I called this person. They trying to charge me over the head. Because people think just because you got a lot of followers, you got money. So when she would have these big shows, you know, other headliners she would call, be like, "No, I want $8,000." They trying to hit over the head. And I was teaching at the time, so I would be like, I have hella material, because when you're a teacher, that's all you're around is material. You know what I'm saying? Kids is as funny as hell. So
Facts.
I would just tell her like, I'm coming through. Like our headline is cool, and I would do it for free. And she would pay me, but it was like I would do this for free if I could. You know what I'm saying? She always appreciated me coming through, doing the shows for free and killing it, and then I would be helping her back and forth. She would get on and off stage, trying new material as she hosted it. And then once she started the tour, she was like, "Yo, this is it, bro. Like you gotta quit your job, bro. We about to go on the road."
Wow, I was about to ask you that too. I was about to ask you that, how you balance being a teacher and a comedian. You know what I mean?
I was trying to. It's funny because I quit teaching right before the tour with her started, but it was the time where I quit because I felt like I have to take on this full time. I have to try this shit full time. You know what I'm saying? I really was like, I'm taking a chance on myself at this point. No plan, I ain't have nothing to think about as far as how am I going to get paid. I just believed and knew, like, nigga, it was just a spirit. It was like, you have to quit teaching because you can't be in one place at one time if you want to do this. You can't hit the road, you know what I'm saying, if you want to do this. So I stacked up, and I was just like, the night before Halloween, I quit. And I went to school, and I just felt God like, yo, you ain't going to make it. Like, God, like, you ain't going to make it through this whole day, bro. Like, this ain't for you no more. Like, you have to transition. I was like, I can't make. Sometimes you just feel that spirit tell you what to do. Like, yo, do your resignation now. And I did my resignation on my lunch break. And
so it was a gut feeling that made you make that final decision.
Yeah, I can't even explain it, man. But the people that have been through that had that happen to them, they know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? When you feel God, you feel that energy. Like, nigga, you ain't gonna make it, bro. It's time. It's your time. Go for it. Yeah, I know you scared. I know you worried about, you know, being stable. I know you trying to be comfortable with getting your, you know, being able to take care of yourself and all this, your lifestyle. But it's like, God is like, bro, it's time to be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Got you. Did you like think about the money that you need to save just in case, you know, it get a little shaky on the road?
You know what's crazy? The thing about me in general, I like to take care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? My old roommate of 7 years, he's in town for the weekend. I took him in at 17. Not like the nigga was homeless or nothing, but he was just somebody I rocked out with. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? I hung out with him, and he just stayed the night over my house one time. And from then on, it was like my little brother. And he lived with me for like 7 years. And I was always used to taking care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And my mom was just like, now it's your turn to be taken care of. Sit back and watch the people. Allow the people that you took care of to take care of you. That's why you're here. Like, now it's your turn. And that was hard, bro, because I have pride. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to ask nobody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Around that time, it was just rough because it was like everything was just falling apart. And it was like, bro, I remember going to the movies with like $7 and change just so I could see this movie to be inspired, just to keep my fucking spirits up. But it was like the people, and I wouldn't say nothing that I was struggling. I wouldn't tell nobody, but the people around me that was close to me knew, and they took care of me, bro. They were just like, nah, man. You do stuff for everybody, bro. It's your time. You have to people literally was like, no, I'm not going to let you be hungry. I'm not going to let you not have no bread. You know what I'm saying? I got you. And as men, you be proud. You be like, no, man, I ain't with that. I'm good. I'm not. You be hungry and shit. You be broke as fuck, but your pride don't let you say that. But people, and it also shows the people who was just using you too. You know, I'm not saying everybody got to give to you, but it also shows who really got your back in the moment. So that shit gotta happen to you. You know what I'm saying? For you to really separate and keep the ones that really are down for you around, and it separates yourself from the ones who just fucking use you from jump. You know, so yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you this. What's some of the highs and lows of that comedian grind?
The highs and lows is...
Give me the highs first. Give me the highs.
The highs, man, is when I watched Hustle, that show with T.I., Rhythm and Flow, I watched that. He said, you're going to be... When D-Smoke won, T.I. said something. He said, yo, you're going to be chasing this feeling for the rest of your life. And he was not lying. That feeling of getting on that stage in a room full of strangers and making them all laugh at one thing, it's bigger than just making them laugh. It's just making everybody connect at one time. You know what I'm saying? And the latch that people have on you because you made them laugh. You know, it's not about just trying to be in front of I'm not about, you know, being, you know, flashy or wanting anybody to pay attention to me. I'm just about connection, bro. And the people that are connected to me from me making them laugh, it's an immense amount of love. You know what I'm saying? I get so many DMs like, you helped me do this, and you don't even know you're doing it. You just like making people laugh for the fun of it. But the connection you get through people, man, when you do stand up is different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of love you get from people. It's like you got a magical power that you do that you just control people with, and you bringing them out of something that they really don't even understand, that they like under like whatever they mad about, whatever they sad about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the highs for me, man. Connection.
Got you. Now give me some of the lows.
The lows are just expectations on what you think is supposed to go on. Your time frame. You worrying about aging. You worrying about your progress. You seeing motherfuckers take your material. You seeing motherfuckers progressing ahead of you, and you feel like you feel like you worked harder than them, and then you know you feel like they took some shit that you was gunning for. You know what I'm saying? The being bumped. You know what I'm saying? Like when you first started in comedy, nobody know you. You know what I'm saying? So you go to a comedy show, a nigga can promise you a spot in the show. You go there, and some big top comedian that been doing it for years, or a nigga that's cool with the host, well, you know what I'm saying, be like, all right, my bad, just showed up, man, you got bumped, man, I'm sorry, but you done already told a whole bunch of people to come out, your coworkers, your family, and you get bumped. You know what I'm saying? The failed material, I think failed material, not even more so failed material, just failed energy. You know what I'm saying? When you come off wrong on stage, and your jokes don't hit it like they supposed to or like they normally do, that shit hurt, because you know you work and wrote this shit, but it's like it don't hit a certain way. It's not even sometimes about it not being funny, it's just the way you positioned it. Sometimes comedy is moments. You taking advantage of moments and being able to position a specific joke for just the room itself, the crowd, the sound of your voice, that pitch, the separation in the joke, all that shit, man. That shit matters. But the lows is always, you know, it's really, and it's all in our heads, man. You know, the anxieties we have, the depression. They say comedians are very sad people. Like one chick I was dating, her father was like, her mother was like, you sure you want to date him? Like comedians are very depressed and sad people. And I don't believe that, but it's just like, comedians tend to make the darkest shit funny. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes we have to dwell in dark shit to really come up with stuff. And sometimes
that's the challenge.
Some people can't dig their way out. Some people be in that deep, dark shit, man, and they really they be so focused on what they don't have, man. That's a big low. We focus on what we don't have, you know, because we want to be great. We all want to have that big crowd that's laughing. We all want to make everybody feel good. Let me say something funny about comedians. We will be in a room full of 20,000 people or 100 people. We will focus on the one nigga that's not laughing and be mad at the end of the show because that one nigga was like, but not laugh, or we'll kill a set. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll focus on one person that came up to you and said, no, you should have said blah, 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 or the set that wasn't good, though. We'll focus on that shit for the rest of the night. For some reason, I don't know what it is, but I've been there. I've been at that point. But now it's like, I don't give a fuck now. I know I'm doing my thing now. I can do nothing but rise at this point. But at the same time, the lows is just like our own, being trapped in our own minds, yo.
Got you.
Big low, you know.
Now, if you was put under pressure, right? Like something life-threatening, because some people fold under pressure. Could you perform, like if your life depended on it, to be like the funniest nigga on earth, the funniest man, whatever? If you had a gun in your head.
I have, man, because I learned from Chris Rock, it don't matter what happens. I gotta make these people laugh. He said somebody can come in this crowd and somebody can shoot a nigga in the crowd. It's up to me to bring this crowd back up. Because I've been dragged to the lowest of lows in my life as far as losing something. Like, and that was my father. You know what I'm saying? When I lost my dad in 2009.
My condolences, man.
Thank you, man. When I lost him in 2009, the talk I had with my mother, she said, the way you feel now, nothing can hurt you as bad as this. And she told the truth. She was just speaking it like out loud, but it was the truth. Nothing has ever hurt me deeper than me losing my dad. You know what I'm saying? And she said, don't let nobody take away your joy after that. Nothing after this, it's only up. If you can perform after this, because I was like, I don't want to do this shit no more. I don't even want to be, I just want to hide in my own little cubby hole and listen to Kid Cudi and be left the fuck alone for a while. You know, and that's what I did. You know, for a few weeks, I was just like, I don't even want to be bothered because I never not been able to not control crying. You know what I'm saying? Not control this dark energy. Like, that was the first time in my life I really was experiencing true fucking depression, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to control not crying, bro. Like, at the drop of a hat, I just start fucking crying. Like, if I hear some shit from the Temptations or just see a color or smell something, it would remind me of my dad. I would just break down, bro, like to my knees and be crying. Because he was one of the people that really had an effect on me, not only me, but everybody in my neighborhood. He was everybody's dad. So I did a show right after he passed away, like around my birthday. And I did, that was the first time I did like an hour on stage. I really put it all on the line. My brother was like, yo, this proves that you can dance in the fire, bro. Like, cause I don't know how the fuck you did it. I don't know. My brother was in his little dark space. He was like, nigga, you inspired me to come out of my shit. And you my little brother. You the big brother now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like if I can survive that, if I can get through that, my nigga, the sky's the limit. I can't be fucked with. You know what I'm saying? So
got you. Let me ask you this now. How many times you made a chick laugh out of her panties?
It's been a lot of times. You know, comedians, it's a special power that comedians have. And no, I think comedians always win because at the end of the day, we make fun of ourselves. Even if the shit don't work, we gonna get a joke out of it. We gonna get some fun out of it. But it's always the allure of a comedian. They want to know more about, you know, what makes him talk about that. You know, that in my early days, I was all over the place. You'd have been ashamed of me. I was wilding. But yeah, man, it's been a lot of time. Like, I had my first groupie when I was like in my first year. I was just excited. Somebody was actually trying to meet me. Like, oh my god, I was looking like, man, I got a groupie, man. This is crazy. God damn. I felt like a power. Like, I can make people laugh and get in the panties.
Back.
But that was the young version of myself. But yeah, man, absolutely, man. All comedians have that superpower, man. So
that's what's up, man. You know, like I told you before earlier, this is just going to be an introduction. We're going to do a full, in-depth, face-to-face interview on MRecktv.
Yes, sir. Yes, man. Most
at the YouTube space or up in Harlem at my man.
I can't wait, bro. Can't wait.
Official SPS Studios and all that. So, you know. But I appreciate you, homie. I ain't gonna hold you up. You got a billion things to do. I got a billion things to do.
Love, man. Absolutely.
And
man.
Just let them know, man. You tune in to MRecktv.
Yo, this is Desi, man. I'm tuning to MRecktv. I'll be in New York soon. See y'all live, man. Thank y'all so much for coming out, man. Peace.
No doubt. Peace, family. Salute. One.
Let's cut the music. M.Reck. Y'all wanna stunt and floss on Front Street? The Hulk will tear through your gut, spill out your lunch meat. You the main vic, they booking for drugs. Niggas starving out here, and you looking like grub. That new M.Reck Catch a Lick single, aka Money Dance, that's killing the airwaves on Shade 405 and many different other stations in Connecticut, Boston, so forth and so on. You can get it now. The links is in the video description. It's available on Google Play, Deezer, YouTube Music, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, etc., etc. Go get that. One. Slug you, the streets don't love you. Not at all. By now, homie, you shoulda knew that. Word. Ain't no Nino Browns in this town. You a new jack.
It's crummy beats, y'all.
Peace, world. To promote your music or promote your business by placing an ad on MRecktv, contact MRecktpromo, MRecktTV promo @gmail.com. Peace.
subscribe to MRecktv, youtube.com/MRecktv. I'm gone.
MRecktv. It's got a music.